It was Christmas Eve in a small, snow-covered town, where lights shone in the windows and the sound of laughter echoed through the streets. People were busy with preparations for the feast, but amidst the hustle and bustle, something special was about to happen. In the central square, where a large Christmas tree illuminated the surroundings with golden and silver ornaments, a group of unlikely people gathered, each carrying a unique mission, although they did not yet know it. Among them was Helena, a young woman who always felt that there was something greater for her in the world. Since she was little, she had a special sensitivity, as if she could feel the pains and joys of the people around her. Helena was known for her kindness and for seeing the potential in people, even when they themselves could not. Beside her was Gabriel, a man who had faced many battles in life. He was a warrior in every sense, but he carried deep scars, both physical and emotional. There was also Anna, a woman who dedicated her life to art, painting murals throughout the city and bringing color and hope to the darkest places. And finally, there was Samuel, a 10-year-old boy, small and fragile, but with a wisdom that went beyond his age. That night, as the snow fell gently, a stranger appeared in the square. He was an elderly man with bright eyes and a serene smile. He introduced himself as Elias and said he was there to tell a story. Curious, the four approached, feeling that there was something special about this man. Elias began to speak about the chosen ones, people who, since the beginning of time, have been called to fulfill unique and divine missions. He explained that each chosen one had a role to play, and that together they were responsible for bringing light to the world. Helena was the first to ask, "And how do we know if we are chosen?" Elias smiled and replied, "You feel it in your heart. It is that feeling that there is something greater waiting for you, something that only you can do. It is not about being perfect, but about being willing to listen to the call and act in faith." Gabriel, who had always struggled with his own demons, asked, "And what if we are not strong enough? What if we fail?" Elias placed his hand on his shoulder and said, "The chosen ones are not those who never fail, but those who keep trying. God does not choose the perfect. He perfects the chosen. Your strength lies in your courage to continue, even when everything seems lost." Anna, who often felt misunderstood for her art, asked, "And what if no one sees what we do? What if our work seems too small to make a difference?" Elias replied, "Every act of kindness, every gesture of love, every brushstroke of hope has a greater impact than you can imagine. You do not need to see the result to know that you are fulfilling your mission. Trust that God is using you in ways you may never fully understand." Finally, Samuel, with his soft voice, asked, "And what happens to those who hurt us? To those who try to extinguish our light?" Elias looked at the boy with tenderness and said, "Divine justice always prevails. What you sow, you reap. Those who spread darkness end up getting lost in it, but those who spread light will always find their way back home. Do not worry about revenge. Trust that God takes care of everything." As Elias spoke, something magical began to happen. Helena realized that her kindness and ability to see the best in people were her gifts as a chosen one. Gabriel felt that his courage and resilience were his mission, even though he was still learning to use them. Anna understood that her art was a way to spread light and hope, and Samuel, with his innocent wisdom, realized that his mission was to remind others that faith and simplicity can transform the world. Elias then shared that there were 9 types of chosen ones, each with a unique mission. The healers, who bring relief and comfort. The visionaries, who see beyond the present. The warriors, who face darkness with courage. The leaders, who guide with wisdom. The artists, who inspire with beauty. The teachers, who teach with love, the protectors who defend the truth, the peacemakers who bring harmony, and the bearers of light who spread hope. He explained that all of them, together, formed a great divine tapestry, where each thread was essential. Before leaving, Elias left a message. Remember that you are not alone. Each of you has a unique role, but it is by working together that you truly transform the world. Christmas is a reminder of this. God sent His Son into the world to show us that love is the most powerful force that exists. Follow this example and be light wherever you are. That night, Helena, Gabriel, Anna, and Samuel felt something change within them. They were no longer just individuals trying to find their place in the world. They were chosen, part of something greater. And as they walked back to their homes, each of them began to think about how they could use their gifts to make a difference. Helena decided that she would continue helping people see the best in themselves, even when they did not believe it. Gabriel realized that his strength was not just in fighting, but in protecting and inspiring others not to give up. Anna decided that she would use her art to spread messages of hope and faith, even in the most forgotten places. And Samuel, with his childlike wisdom, promised to remind everyone that simplicity and faith are the greatest strengths we have. Christmas, after all, is not just about gifts or celebrations, but about recognizing the purpose that God has placed in each of us. It is a moment of reflection, connection, and action. Just like Helena, Gabriel, Anna, and Samuel, we are all called to be light in the world, to spread love and hope, and to remember that even in the darkest nights, divine light always shines. The story I told you today carries a deep and universal meaning, inviting us to reflect on the role we play in the great tapestry of life. It reminds us that each person has a unique purpose, a divine mission that has been assigned by God or the universe, depending on your beliefs, and that this mission is essential for the transformation of the world. The narrative presents us with characters that represent different types of chosen ones, each with specific gifts and challenges, but all united by a greater goal: to bring light, hope, and positive change to the world. The title of the story already provokes an essential question. What is your purpose? This question is the starting point for a journey of self-discovery and reflection. Often, in the rush of everyday life, we forget to look within ourselves and ask why we are here. What impact do we want to leave in the world? How can we use our gifts and talents to make a difference? The story shows us that we are all chosen in some way, and that recognizing and embracing this calling is the first step to living a full and meaningful life. The narrative begins with the gathering of four unlikely characters: Helena, Gabriel, Anna, and Samuel. Each of them represents a type of chosen one, with distinct characteristics and missions. Helena, with her kindness and ability to see the best in people, symbolizes the healers and bearers of light. She is the one who brings comfort and hope to others, even when she faces her own doubts and challenges. Gabriel, with his strength and resilience, represents the warriors, those who face darkness with courage and protect the most vulnerable. Anna, with her art and creativity, is the artist, who inspires and transforms the world through beauty and expression. And Samuel, with his innocent wisdom, is the visionary, who sees beyond the present and reminds us of the importance of faith and simplicity. These characters show us that the chosen ones are not perfect. They have doubts, fears, and weaknesses, just like all of us. But what makes them special is their willingness to hear the call and act, even when they do not have all the answers. They teach us that being chosen is not about being superior or better than others, but about recognizing the purpose that God or the universe has placed in our lives and working to fulfill it with faith and courage. The encounter with Elias, the mysterious man who appears in the square, is a moment of revelation and transformation. He explains that there are 9 types of chosen ones, each with a unique mission, but all equally important. This diversity reflects the richness of the gifts and talents that each person possesses, and reminds us that everyone has something valuable to offer. The healers bring relief and comfort to those who suffer. The visionaries see beyond the present and guide us toward a better future. The warriors face darkness with courage and protect the truth. The leaders guide with wisdom and integrity. The artists inspire with beauty and creativity. The teachers teach with love and patience. The protectors defend the most vulnerable and fight for justice. The peacemakers bring harmony and reconciliation, and the bearers of light spread hope and joy, illuminating the darkest paths. Each of these types of chosen ones plays a crucial role in the transformation of the world. They are like threads in a great divine tapestry, where each thread is essential to create the complete design. The story shows us that when we recognize and embrace our role as chosen ones, we can work together to create a more just, compassionate, and enlightened society. It does not matter how small or insignificant our work may seem, it has a greater impact than we can imagine. Every act of kindness, every gesture of love, every word of encouragement contributes to the elevation of humanity. The title of the story also reminds us that the chosen ones are changing the world. This does not mean that they are performing great feats or receiving public recognition. Often the most significant changes happen behind the scenes, in small acts of kindness and service that go unnoticed. Helena, Gabriel, Anna, and Samuel are not grand heroes. They are ordinary people who decided to listen to the call and act. They show us that we all have the power to change the world, starting with the people around us. Each chosen one has a mission, reinforcing the idea that we are all called to play a unique role. This phrase challenges us to reflect on our gifts and talents and to ask how we can use them to serve others and contribute to the greater good. It reminds us that our mission is not something we need to seek outside ourselves. It is already within us, waiting to be discovered and embraced. The story also addresses the issue of karma, or the law of cause and effect. Elias explains that everything we do, think, or feel returns to us in some way. This teaches us that our actions have consequences and that we must act with intention and purpose. When we spread light and love, we reap blessings and joy. When we spread darkness and negativity, we reap suffering and pain. This spiritual law invites us to be mindful of our choices and to live in alignment with our values and purpose. Another important aspect of the story is the idea that the chosen ones are not alone. Elias reminds the characters that God or the universe is always with them, guiding and strengthening them on their journey. This gives us hope and courage to face the challenges of life, knowing that we do not have to carry the burden alone. It also reminds us of the importance of working in community, supporting and encouraging each other in our missions. The story leaves us with a powerful message. Christmas is a time for reflection, connection, and action. It is a reminder that God sent His Son into the world to show us that love is the most powerful force that exists. Just like Helena, Gabriel, Anna, and Samuel, we are called to be light in the world, to spread hope, and to remember that even in the darkest nights, divine light always shines. Christmas, in its essence, is much more than a commemorative date or a moment of gift-giving. It is a symbol of renewal, hope, and unconditional love. It is the celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ, who came into the world to teach us that love is the most transformative force that exists. The story of Jesus is, in itself, a perfect example of what it means to be chosen. He came with a divine mission, faced challenges, spread light and hope, and left us a legacy that continues to inspire billions of people around the world. Like the characters in the story, Christmas invites us to reflect on our role in the world. It reminds us that each of us has the capacity to be agents of change, to bring light to the darkest places, and to spread love where there is pain. The birth of Christ symbolizes a new beginning, an opportunity to be spiritually reborn and reconnect with our purpose. It is a moment to look within ourselves and ask, how can I be a light to others? How can I use my gifts to make a difference? Christmas is also a time for connection. It reminds us of the importance of being present for those we love, of strengthening our bonds with family, friends, and community. Just as Jesus came into the world to unite us in love and faith, Christmas invites us to build bridges, to forgive, and to cultivate relationships based on compassion and respect. It is a time to set aside differences and remember that deep down, we all share the same humanity and the same desire for love and belonging. Furthermore, Christmas is a call to action. It challenges us to live the teachings of Christ, not just during the holiday season, but every day of the year. Being light in the world is not just an abstract concept. It is something that manifests in our daily actions. It is helping those in need, offering a word of comfort, fighting for justice, protecting the vulnerable, and spreading kindness wherever we are. Just as the characters in the story discovered their roles as chosen ones, Christmas reminds us that we all have something to offer, no matter how small it may seem. The meaning of Christmas is also deeply connected to the idea of hope. The birth of Jesus brought hope to a world living in darkness, and that hope remains alive today. It reminds us that even in the most difficult moments, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. Christmas invites us to believe in a better future, to trust that our actions, no matter how small, can contribute to building a more just and loving world. It is a reminder that we are never alone, for divine light is always with us, guiding and strengthening us on our journey. The story of Helena, Gabriel, Anna, and Samuel reflects this Christmas spirit. Each of them, in their own way, discovers that they have a unique role to play, and that by embracing their mission, they can bring hope and transformation to the world around them. They show us that Christmas is not just a moment of celebration, but also an invitation to awaken to our purpose and act with faith and courage. Christmas also teaches us about the importance of humility. The birth of Jesus in a manger, in simple and humble conditions, reminds us that greatness is not found in wealth or power, but in love, compassion, and service to others. It teaches us that, regardless of our position in life, we can all make a difference. Just as Jesus chose the humble to be his disciples, Christmas reminds us that God works through ordinary people, like Helena, Gabriel, Anna, and Samuel, to accomplish extraordinary things. Another important aspect of Christmas is gratitude. It invites us to give thanks for the blessings we receive, for the people who are part of our lives, and for the opportunities we have to grow and learn. Gratitude helps us see the beauty in the little things and to value what truly matters. It connects us with the present and reminds us that even amidst challenges, there is always something to be grateful for. Finally, Christmas is a moment of spiritual renewal. It invites us to leave behind what no longer serves us, hurt, fears, doubts, and to embrace a new beginning. It is an opportunity to reconnect with our faith, our values, and our purpose. Just as the birth of Christ marked the beginning of a new era, Christmas offers us the chance to be spiritually reborn and to commit to living in a way that is more aligned with our ideals. The story shows us that Christmas is, above all, a call to be light in the world. It reminds us that just as Jesus came to bring love and hope, we are also called to do the same. No matter how small or insignificant we may feel, we all have something unique to offer. Christmas invites us to recognize and embrace this calling, to live with purpose, and to spread light wherever we are. May this Christmas be a time of reflection, connection, and action. May we be inspired by the story of Helena, Gabriel, Anna, and Samuel, and remember that we are all chosen in some way. May we use our gifts to serve others, to spread love and hope, and to build a more just and compassionate world. And above all, may we remember that even in the darkest nights, divine light always shines, guiding and strengthening us on our journey. Based on everything we have discussed so far, I, George, your spiritual guide, want to invite you on a special journey. The Chosen Devotional, 40 Days of Spiritual Connection. Throughout these 40 days, you will be guided by daily reflections that will strengthen your faith, renew your hope, and nourish your spirit. Each message has been carefully prepared to help you understand the purpose that God has for your life and to prepare you for the challenges that lie ahead. Do not walk this path alone.